Melanie Griffith, age 62. Actress Melanie Griffith is among those who always denied going under the knife, but people don't believe it. This is because her looks have changed drastically. Usually, those who suffer from this situation are the ones who had botched surgeries. It's not hard to believe that she could have gotten several procedures. She has earned enough money in her career to be able to afford it anyway. The 62-year-old Griffith is still pursuing acting nowadays. She last appeared on Smilf and is currently set to star in a new film called Akil. Janet Jackson, age 53. Janet Jackson is the youngest member of the famous Jackson siblings, and she once had such a charming baby face. Now that she's 53 years old, her skin isn't as tight as it used to be. It actually looks like she is struggling to keep the youthful glow she once had. The good thing is that she never dealt with any serious illness that made her cut her career short. She still performs today, but it's unclear when she plans to release new music. Back in 2019, she was able to perform in her own residency show called Janet Jackson Metamorphosis. Macaulay Culkin, age 39. Macaulay Culkin was the adorable young boy who became a big name in Hollywood after he starred in the Home Alone films. There came a time when he looked far from healthy though. Apparently people were mortified by how badly he aged. Getting hooked on drugs is one of the reasons why his looks deteriorated. Fortunately, he was able to get clean and is looking healthier these days. Culkin isn't as big of a star as he used to be, but he still gets acting work. He most recently appeared on the show called Dollface. Demi Moore, age 57. Demi Moore is one of those actresses in Hollywood whose looks were ruined when she got addicted to cosmetic surgery. She spent a good chunk of her fortune on surgical procedures, but time eventually caught up to her. Now that she's 57, she has accepted the changes her body and face have been going through. The negative effects of her past procedures are more evident now, though. This is why the paparazzi has taken lots of unflattering photos of her. Moore is well recognized for her roles in Ghost, If These Walls Could Talk, and St. Elmo's Fire. She's set to star in a new show called Brave New World. John Travolta, age 65. John Travolta was a heartthrob in Hollywood who won people's hearts through his performances in films like Grease, Saturday Night Fever, and Pulp Fiction. He looks quite unrecognizable today because of how bad he aged, and he is already bald. You really can't expect him to have the same youthful face that he once had though. After all, he's already 65 years old. Travolta is still active in Hollywood, and he continues to make different TV appearances. His most recent acting role was in the movie called The Fanatic back in 2019. Pamela Anderson, age 52. Pamela Anderson was the gorgeous blonde bombshell who became a star from being part of the Baywatch cast. She wanted to slow down the effects of aging, so this is why she decided to get plastic surgery. Sadly, the procedures she got weren't a complete success. It's the reason why some of you might have noticed that her face has drastically changed over the years. She is 52 years old today, and there isn't really any procedure anymore that will bring back her old looks. In 2020, Anderson decided to part ways with producer John Peters. Keith Richards, age 76. Keith Richards is a rock star who became a big name in the music thanks to the success of his band called the Rolling Stones. He looks quite different today because of how horribly he has aged. His drug addiction is one of the main culprits on why he aged like that. He isn't as addicted as he used to be, but he isn't completely sober either. Despite everything he has gone through, Richards still has the strength to continue performing with the Rolling Stones until today. Back in 2019, they had their No Filter tour. Haley Joel Osment, age 31. Haley Joel Osment managed to become a popular young star ever since he starred in 1999's The Sixth Sense. As he got older, he went through some serious weight gain, and that makes him look like a completely different person today. He is only 31 years old, so he can still embark on a weight loss transformation if he wants to. In recent years, Osment has been known for his roles in The Kaminsky Method, The Boys, and Teachers. He is set to star in a new film called Death of a Telemarketer. Melanie Griffith, age 62. Actress Melanie Griffith is among those who always denied going under the knife, but people don't believe it. This is because her looks have changed drastically. Usually, those who suffer from this situation are the ones who had botched surgeries. It's not hard to believe that she could have gotten several procedures. She has earned enough money in her career to be able to afford it anyway. The 62-year-old Griffith is still pursuing acting nowadays. She last appeared on Smilf and is currently set to star in a new film called Akil. Val Kilmer, age 60. Most of you remember actor Val Kilmer for the roles he had in movies like Batman Forever, Top Gun, and True Romance. His looks have changed in recent years because he battled throat cancer. He was able to recover from his condition, but he had to accept that he won't have a youthful glow anymore. Because he didn't let his life obstacles stop him from doing what he loves, you can still expect to see more of Kilmer on the big screen in the coming years. According to his IMDb page, he will be appearing in new movies like Top Gun Maverick and The Birthday Cake. Mickey Rourke, age 67. Mickey Rourke gained popularity as an actor during the 80s, but he was also able to pursue a boxing career. He had to get reconstructive surgery for his face because of the serious injuries he got, but sadly, the surgeon who worked on him did such a bad job. His face changed completely because of the botched plastic surgery, and he couldn't do anything to fix his face anymore. He had to just accept it and move on with his life. Luckily for him, his acting career didn't end, and is still getting a ton of new roles. Rourke is set to star in a new movie called Adverse. Kirstie Alley, age 69. Kirstie Alley's big break in the acting industry happened back in the 80s through the roles she had in shows like Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan and Cheers. She had such a nice figure back then, but over the years she lost track of her weight. She stopped following a strict diet and became less active. This is why she has a double chin instead of a chiseled jawline these days. Despite the changes she went through, she never gave up on acting, and she's currently set to appear in a TV movie titled You Can't Take My Daughter. Axl Rose, age 58. Axl Rose is the cool frontman of the rock band called Guns N' Roses. A lot of women fell head over heels for his charming face and long hair back then, but this just isn't the case anymore. He has gained a lot of weight and is looking way older than he is. He used to have a lot of vices, but he was eventually able to get it under control. Rose still performs with Guns N' Roses today, and they are currently in the midst of their Not in This Lifetime tour that will last until June 2019. Richard Dean Anderson. Richard Dean Anderson, a lot of you might not recognize actor Richard Dean Anderson anymore because he gained a lot of weight and he has gray hair. The 80s was when he peaked in his acting career, and most people knew him for being the star of the show called MacGyver. His looks may have changed over the years, but it looks like he is still happy with how his life turned out to be. Anderson hasn't done any acting roles since 2013, but he did produce a documentary titled Why Just One back in 2016. Carrie Fisher died at age 60. Star Wars fans surely know actress Carrie Fisher for being the one who gave life to the iconic role of Princess Leia in the franchise. She might have looked like an angel on the big screen, but she actually dealt with heavy substance abuse in real life. This caused her to age pretty badly, and even up until her death back in 2016, there were illegal substances in her system. She was 60 years old when she passed away, and her final acting role was in the movie called Wonderwell. Ozzy Osbourne. Age 70 to 70, Ozzy Osbourne became a well-recognized rock star during the 70s thanks to the success of his band named Black Sabbath. He has kept his long hairdo over the years, but what has had an evident change was his face. It might be his age, but he truly does look like a grandpa already. It's not a secret that he got addicted to illegal substances and heavy drinking during his adult years, so this might also be the reason why he wasn't able to age like wine. In January 2020, Osbourne revealed that he has been battling Parkinson's disease since 2019. Alec Baldwin, age 62. Alec Baldwin became a household name in Hollywood thanks to the roles he had in Knots Landing, 30 Rock, and The Hunt for Red October. Back then, he looked like he spent hours in the gym, but things are the complete opposite today. He has put on a lot of pounds, and skin on his face looks like it is sagging already. Some may not like how he aged, but we bet there are still a lot of women who have a crush on him today. Baldwin will be starring in upcoming movies like Lamborghini and Blue Before Blood. Tara Reid. Tara Reid was born with such a beautiful face, but it looks like her insecurities led her to get cosmetic surgery, even if it wasn't needed. She realized the mistake she made, and sources she reversed the procedures she got. Sadly, there was just something different about her no matter what she did. She is 44 years old today and hasn't gotten married or welcomed a child yet. Her career seems to be her top priority today, and she continues to book roles left and right. In 2020, she will star in new films like Bleach and Craniosacral. Britney Spears, age 38. Britney Spears is one of the biggest names in the music industry. Just like many celebrities, her personal life wasn't always kept private, and there was a time in her life wherein she had a public breakdown. The most memorable thing she did was shave all her hair off. That wasn't the end of the road for her, and she was eventually able to bounce back to the right path in life. Spears took a hiatus from music back in 2019, and it's unclear when she plans to make her return. She was supposed to have a residency show called Britney Domination, but it's on hold for now. Caitlyn L.H. Jenner, at age 70. Caitlyn Jenner's looks have extremely changed ever since she said goodbye to her life as Bruce Jenner forever. She has gone through gender reassignment in recent years, and she ended up undergoing several other surgical procedures to enhance her look. She might have not gotten the best surgeon available because there is something off with how she looks. She's already 70 years old, so we doubt she will be able to get tight and flawless skin again. Back in 2019, Jenner competed on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Christina Aguilera, age 39. Christina Aguilera achieved stardom in the music scene in the late 90s when she released hits like Genie in a Bottle and Come On Over Baby, All I Want Is You. She is a mother of 2 today, and ever since her first pregnancy, her figure wasn't the same anymore. She has packed on a lot of unwanted pounds and hasn't been able to get rid of them until today. She had a lot of fabulous photos back then, but these days, you will be able to come across some not-so-nice photos of her. Aguilera's concert residency, called The Experience, will finally come to a close in March 2020. Michael Jackson died at age 50. When talking about famous celebrities that aged badly, Michael Jackson's name will surely pop up. This is because the surgical procedures he got in his life didn't really look good. The nose job he got was something he needed because he actually broke his nose while dancing. The procedure ended up being a botched procedure, and he even started having a hard time breathing. He was rumored to have bleached his skin, but his skin condition, called vitiligo, was apparently the reason why his skin became lighter. Jackson passed away back in 2009 at the age of 50. Amy Winehouse died at age 27. Amy Winehouse had such an amazing voice, but another thing people love about her was her unique look. She had a signature hairdo and was always sporting winged eyeliner. Unfortunately, she didn't age well due to her unhealthy lifestyle. She was addicted to illegal substances and was drinking a lot. She wasn't able to get the right help she needed, and she eventually passed away due to alcohol poisoning back in 2011. She was only 27 years old at the time of her death. The Grammy Museum launched an exhibit about her, called Beyond Black, The Style of Amy Winehouse, in 2020. Arnold Schwarzenegger, age 72. Arnold Schwarzenegger first made it big as a bodybuilder, but he eventually became a big name in Hollywood thanks to the Terminator franchise. He always followed a healthy lifestyle, and this is why he used to have such amazing skin. Unfortunately, he wasn't lucky in the aging department, and his old age has been quite noticeable in recent years. There have been rumors saying that he went under the knife, but nothing was ever confirmed. Schwarzenegger still acts and is set to star in Kung Fury 2 and The Legend of Conan. Donatella Versace, age 64. Donatella Versace doesn't need an introduction because her last name is one of the biggest luxury brands in the fashion industry. Her brother, Gianni Versace, was the one who put up the brand, but she took over the company when he passed away. She was once such a gorgeous woman who looked so flawless from every angle. She looks totally different today because of the numerous times she went under the knife over the years. She actually looks like she went overboard with all the procedures. Donatella might want to invest in reversing the procedures since she has a $400 million fortune today. Carrot Top, age 54. Carrot Top is known for his career as a comedian, and And while he often makes fun of other people, there have also been times wherein people made fun of him. They often talk about his looks and how he looks like he got too many surgical procedures on his face. He has already mentioned how he never went under the knife, so he basically just aged terribly. Even if he wasn't able to maintain his youthful face, he was still able to remain buff through his consistent fitness routine. Carrot Top is reportedly going to be starring in a new show called The Funny Robbers. Dennis Rodman, age 50 and age. Dennis Rodman is a former NBA player who is best remembered for the wins he had with the Detroit Pistons and Chicago Bulls. Seeing him today might shock you because of how crazy he looks. He changes his hair color a lot and has gotten a ton of piercings. This might be a form of self-expression for him, but it just doesn't look good. Outside of basketball, Rodman has also been able to pursue acting and wrestling. Back in October 2019, he faced batter charges after getting into an altercation in a bar in Florida. Jocelyn Wildenstein, age 79. As soon as you take a look at Jocelyn Wildenstein, you can already tell that she is addicted to going under the knife. She had numerous botched surgeries over the years that led to her getting a cat-like appearance. She is even dubbed as the Lion Queen, or Catwoman. The sad part is that she was actually a gorgeous woman before all her surgeries, and she could have aged gracefully if only she didn't get surgery. Wildenstein has lived an extremely lavish lifestyle for decades and wasn't wise with her finances. She ended up filing for bankruptcy back in 2018. Hayden Christensen was age 38. Actor Hayden Christensen rose to fame after he starred in the Star Wars prequel films. He was such a charmer back then, but his looks deteriorated as time passed. He is only 38 years old today, but he already has a lot of wrinkles on his face. His bad aging wasn't really his fault, since he doesn't have many vices, and we guess he was just not blessed with great genes. Christensen hasn't done any on-screen work since 2018's The Last Man, but he did do voice work for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, back in 2019. Katie Holmes, age 41. Katie Holmes has always been a head-turner ever since she became a big celebrity in Hollywood. Through the years, she became a mother and went through a divorce. These things brought her a certain amount of stress that has negatively affected her looks. Whenever she steps out with a bare face, you can just tell that she is tired and not getting enough sleep. Being a single mother who continues to work as an actress definitely doesn't look easy. Holmes will be starring in 2 upcoming movies titled Brahms, The Boy 2, and The Secret, Dare to Dream. Jack Nicholson, age 82. Jack Nicholson has been a household name in Hollywood since the 70s, and people have truly seen him go from handsome heartthrob to unrecognizable old guy. He has gained a lot of weight over the years and is almost bald already. Years of smoking and drinking have definitely taken a toll on him. Nicholson doesn't seem to be bothered by how his look changed, and we bet seeing how successful he became leaves him feeling happy about his life. He hasn't acted since How Do You Know back in 2010, but he says he isn't retired yet. Whitney Houston had started at age 48. Whitney Houston had such an angelic voice, and it matched the angelic face she had. Sadly, she got lost in the madness of Hollywood and was dealing with drug abuse for many years. Her crazy lifestyle did so much damage to her skin as she got older. It got to a point wherein her vices were taking over life, and this eventually led to her unexpected death back in 2012. The cause of death was accidental drowning, but she apparently had cocaine in her system and was dealing with heart issues. Houston's posthumous tour, called the Whitney Houston Hologram Tour, is set to start on February 25, 2020. Shane McGowan, age 62. Shane McGowan was a punk rocker who was the frontman of the band called The Pogues. It is not a secret that he had a lot of vices for many years, and even if he has reportedly been sober in recent years, you can see the effects his lifestyle had on his looks. He doesn't have his natural teeth anymore and had to get titanium implants. Back in 2018, McGowan tied the knot with journalist Victoria Mary Clark. He hasn't ended his music career yet, and he even got to perform at the RDS Arena back in 2019. Lil' Kim, age 45. Lil' Kim has been known for her talent as a female rapper since the 90s. Some of the biggest hits she had were Not Tonight, Ladies Night, Big Mama Thing, and no time. She looks very different these days because of the amount of plastic surgery she had. She always had low self-esteem, so this might have been one of the reasons why she decided to go under the knife. Unfortunately, the procedures she got weren't a success, and people have been shocked by how unrecognizable she is today. In 2019, Lil' Kim released a new album titled 9. Burt Reynolds died at age 82. Actor Burt Reynolds started acting professionally in the 60s. However, it was his roles in 70s films like Deliverance and The Longest Yard that made him a star in Hollywood. He was always such a handsome man, but he looked completely different when he lost a lot of weight. His weight loss was a result of consuming nothing but liquids because of his temporomandibular joint dysfunction. This also led him to experience being addicted to painkillers. Back in 2018, his life came to an end at the age of 82 due to a heart attack. Matthew Perry, age 50. Matthew Perry will forever be remembered for his iconic role as Chandler in the hit show called Friends. He wasn't able to keep his weight under control over the years, and having several vices didn't do him good as well. He is 50 years old today, but many of you might think he looks way older than he is. He has gray hair, and his skin is sagging already. Perry hasn't done any acting roles since 2017. In 2018, he had to get his gastrointestinal perforation fixed via surgery. Shannon Doherty, 42, age 48. Shannon Doherty is an actress who is best remembered for the roles she had in shows like Beverly Hills 90210, Charmed, and Little House on the Prairie. It's quite understandable that she didn't age well over the years because she has gone through a lot. She first battled Crohn's disease, and in 2015, she discovered she had breast cancer. She has been treated for it as the years passed, and has been in remission since 2017. According to her IMDb page, Doherty will be starring in a new film called How to Make a Deal with the Devil. Mel Gibson, age 64. During his younger years, Mel Gibson had such a charming face, and we bet many people love staring at photos of him. His look has evolved as he got older, but it was just not in a good way. He has a lot of fine lines on his face, and is experiencing having thinning hair. He had a drinking problem for many years, so this might have contributed to his unpleasant aging as well. Gibson hasn't slowed down when it comes to acting, and he is actually set to star in several new films like Boss Level and Force of Nature. Iggy Pop, and age 72. Iggy Pop, who is dubbed as the godfather of punk, is well recognized for being the frontman of the Stooges. He is 72 years old today, and it looks years of having a drug addiction took a toll on how he has aged. His skin is already loose, but this doesn't stop him from performing without a shirt on. He still has the same old cool personality he always had, and we doubt how he has aged affects his happiness in life. Back in 2019, Pop was able to release a new solo album titled Free. Jeremy London was in one of his 47 years. Jeremy London was a popular actor in the 90s, and some of his most memorable performances were in I'll Fly Away, Mallrats, and Party of Five. He was in his 20s during the peak of his career, but as of today, he's already 47 years old. He isn't the same young heartthrob anymore, and he has put on a lot of weight over the years. He also became addicted to prescription drugs, and you can see how much this affected his aging. London eventually got clean and is back to being a busy actor today. He's set to star in the upcoming film called The Dinner Party. Kelly Osbourne, age 35. Kelly Osbourne is the daughter of rock star Ozzy Osbourne, who has become quite the TV personality today. People knew about her at a young age because of their family's reality show called The Osbournes. She went through a phase wherein she sported a weird hairdo and questionable makeup. As you can see above, photos of her during that phase in her life weren't so flattering. She eventually went through a style upgrade and is looking totally fabulous these days. Her most recent TV appearance was on The Masked Singer UK in 2020. Mick Jagger, age 76. Mick Jagger is the notable rock star who found success as the Rolling Stones frontman. His dreamy eyes and shaggy hairstyle were just some of the things that made people fall head over heels for him back then. Sadly, you just can't see him the same way these days. The skin on his face got so saggy, and he clearly looks like a man that reached old age. He engaged in illegal substances in the past, so this might have contributed to his poor aging as well. Back in 2019, Jagger appeared in a film called The Burnt Orange Heresy. Mariah Carey. Age 49, Mariah Carey always had a pretty face, and her one-of-a-kind voice just sealed the deal for her. Her features were never destroyed by any kind of surgery, but something she didn't take care of was her weight. She experienced a serious amount of weight gain ever since she had her twins. She never got her old physique back, but it looks like she has been comfortable in her own skin over the years. Still, she looks fresh whenever she appears in public events because she has a talented glam team. Carey is currently on the last leg of her concert residency called The Butterfly Returns. Yasmine Bleeth. Age 51. Many of you have probably been mesmerized by how beautiful Yasmine Bleeth was when she starred in shows like Baywatch and One Life to Live. She used to have a model-esque figure, but this eventually changed when she got older. She gained a ton of weight, and her cocaine addiction might have been one of the reasons why she lost track of her physique. She stopped acting in the 2000s so that she can focus on getting sober. According to her IMDb page, she is set to make an acting comeback through a role in a new film titled Beautiful Evil. Steve Francis. Age 40. Steve Francis is a retired basketball player who is best remembered for the career he had with the Houston Rockets. He never won an NBA championship, but he did become a 3-time NBA All-Star. He didn't age well as the years passed, and he looks like he is under a lot of stress these days. His eye bags are so deep that he clearly doesn't get enough sleep. He apparently started facing an alcohol problem after he retired from basketball. He has been having some run-ins with the law in recent years, for he faced felony and burglary charges. Luckily, he wasn't imprisoned and was just sentenced to community service. Anthony Michael Hall. Age 50.1. Anthony Michael Hall became one of the most popular young actors of the 80s thanks to his roles in films like 16 Candles, The Breakfast Candle, and National Lampoon's Vacation. Before puberty hit, he always looked younger than he actually was because of his baby face. Unfortunately, his youthful glow didn't stay with him as he got older. Actually, he ended up looking way older than he is today. Hall's most recent role was on The Goldbergs, and he is currently set to appear in new movies like Halloween Kills and Something About Her. Judd Nelson. Age 60. Many of you might not recognize actor Judd Nelson today because he doesn't have a clean guy look anymore. He changed his hairdo and has been sporting thick facial hair. If you saw him on the streets, you might not even realize he's a celebrity. For those of you who are forgetting, he originally rose to fame in the acting industry back in the 80s after he starred in St. Elmo's Fire and The Breakfast Club. He isn't that popular anymore, but he still gets booked for different roles. Nelson will be starring in 2 new movies, Electric Jesus and Iceland is Best. Brendan Fraser. Age 52. Many people have been shocked by how bad actor Brendan Fraser has aged over the years. He used to look like such a dreamy guy when he starred in films like George of the Jungle and The Mummy. Today, he has thinning hair and a dad bod. He reportedly became depressed after his marriage with Afton Smith ended. Sadly, on top of that, he also received backlash after he revealed that he was allegedly indecently assaulted by Hollywood Foreign Press Association President Philip Burke. Fraser is currently set to star in a new movie titled The Secret of Karma. Steven Seagal. Age 67. Action star Steven Seagal isn't a guy who is high maintenance, so he would be the last person who will be a victim of a botched surgery. He looks different these days because of his old age. He also gained a lot of weight because he doesn't follow a healthy diet. He's a clear example that you will age badly if you don't make a constant effort to take care of yourself. Fortunately, he didn't get any serious illness over the years, and he is able to continue his acting career until today. Seagal is set to star in the upcoming Above the Law 2 movie. Jeffrey Jones. Age 73. Jeffrey Jones is an actor who is well known for his performances in Deadwood, Beetlejuice, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He didn't have a consistent fitness routine as he got older, and it probably contributed to why he's quite a big guy today. His reputation was completely ruined back in the 2000s after he was caught soliciting underage, obscene entertainment material. He is actually listed as an official violator by the U.S. Department of Justice. Somehow, Jones still gets booked for acting work though. He most recently starred in Deadwood, the movie. Pete Doherty. A lot of you know Pete Doherty for being part of the English rock band named The Liberties. He has been dealing with substance abuse for many years now, and this has made him age unpleasantly. He got professional help numerous times, but he always went back to his old ways. Back in 2019, he was taken into custody in Paris because he was caught with illegal substances. He is only 40 years old today, so there is still hope for him to get clean once and for all. Back in 2019, Doherty released his debut album with his new band called Peter Doherty and the Puta Madres.